I talk a lot about microneedling because it's been one of the most effective things I've done for my skin in my 50s. And I get it. Sticking needles into your face sounds unhinged, but medical microneedling, also called collagen induction therapy, has made a visible difference to my middle-aged skin. Brightness, firmness, texture, even old scarring has improved dramatically. But what I don't talk enough about is this. The tool that you use matters just as much as the treatment itself. There are microneedling devices everywhere right now, and while some are excellent, others I personally don't want to put near my face. So our body's ability to produce collagen slows down tremendously over time. So medical microneedling helps to jumpstart the process. By creating controlled micro tears, it instructs our body to produce more collagen and elastin, which over time leads to healthier, plumper, firmer skin. So today I'm going to walk through the most common microneedling tools on the market, the pros and cons of each, who they're actually suited for, and which one I personally use and trust. Now, just to be clear, I am not a medical professional. This is my personal experience, not medical advice. And these are just my own opinions. So if you use any of the devices that I do not use, keep going. This is just me. So you need to do your own research. You need to understand hygiene and always work within your comfort level. So I'm judging these on hygiene, needle quality, how much trauma they cause versus actual collagen stimulation, and whether or not I'm going to use them consistently. And that for me comes down to pain and time. So first up are Derma rollers. Now I think these are the most common and the most accessible and the most affordable tools on the market. I mean, you can get these anywhere. Now there are more premium versions, and the difference is usually the needle material rather than the design. Although I've seen some with LED lights, which I think is pretty interesting. So needles could be medical grade stainless steel, titanium coated, solid titanium, and sometimes even gold plated. Higher quality materials are sharper, more consistent, and often more comfortable on the skin. And that's really important. Okay, but here's the thing. Better needle material doesn't fix what I think is the main problem with rollers, and that is the rolling motion itself. So when you roll, the needles enter and exit the skin at an angle that creates tearing, which is not the same thing as the controlled trauma we're trying to create, even when they're good quality needles. Now, these do come in various lengths, but the thought of putting a 0.5 or a 1 millimeter needle going in and out at an angle, it fills me with a little dread. But to me, there's even a bigger issue. I think it has an inherent hygiene problem because of the design. The needles sit in a rotating barrel, which creates these small gaps where blood, skin cells, and even bacteria can get lodged. These are extremely difficult to clean thoroughly at home. So even when disinfected, microscopic debris can still remain. Plus, over time, repeat use increases the risk of contamination, the needles can dull, and this can all cause extreme skin irritation because the skin barrier is being broken. So basically, you have to replace these regularly. So this is personally why I have actually never used one of these tools. Perhaps they're a great starting point, but they're just not my choice for aging skin, where consistency and barrier health is really, really important. So before we get to more interesting products like micro infusion, there's one more tool that sits in a similar category to Derma rollers, and that's the stamp. These are accessible, inexpensive, and very easy to use. And the true benefit is control. Straight in and out needles create clean, controlled microchannels, whereas the rolling creates tears, which means trauma and less predictable healing. And these absolutely have a place in my routine. It's just not on my face. So I use a stamp to needle calcium hair serum into my scalp. And I incorporated a stamp for body treatments, specifically for thighs and arms. So this particular one has a dial on it to adjust the depth. So I was using a 1 millimeter for this, but the issue again is hygiene. See, most stamps aren't designed to be properly sterilized or safely stored between uses. And when you're breaking the skin barrier, this really becomes a problem, especially on the face where post-inflammatory irritation is just much harder to deal with. So I do think that stamps can be useful, particularly for the scalp or the body where the skin is a bit more resilient. For facial microneedling though, hygiene and long-term skin health just matter too much for me to rely on a basic stamp. Next up are micro infusion devices, and these are having a real moment right now. So these are single-use devices that combine the needles with a serum reservoir, so you're needling and infusing at the same time. Now, at first glance, I thought this sounded great. It's self-contained, disposable. I mean, I just love the idea, but I have to be honest. I haven't used one of these and I don't exactly plan to. Now let's start with the positives first. Now, so many micro infusion devices use gold-plated needles, which are generally very well tolerated and even antimicrobial. And they're single use, which ticks the hygiene box. But here's where it falls down for me. So first is the serum. So they come preloaded with serum, and unless it's my Calisum Professional in there, I don't want to use it on my skin. I am extremely particular about what goes on my compromised and exposed skin. So that alone is a deal breaker. Second is the practical use. Like, I can't see how most people would use an entire vial of serum without going over the same area far more times than they should. It just seems wasteful. I mean, you can't save it and reuse the serum. So that's a bit of a bummer. And then there's sort of this nagging thought that I have. Now, this is more of a design question than a criticism, but when a device combines needles and a serum reservoir, like, I do wonder, is there a potential for impurities which are in the skin to be picked up and redistributed as you move across the face? Now, perhaps there's a no backflow mechanism built into the units. I don't know. Don't listen to me. I mean, I could be talking shite, but it's just in the back of my head. But I do have to say, I am slightly tempted by the Hydroneedle. So with a 24 karat gold-plated needles, it has an empty chamber so you can put your own serum in it. So that solves the formulation and the dosage problem. But its upside is also its downside. Like, it's single use, so you're just using this once and you're throwing it out. So that means it's going to be expensive over time. I don't know, if they had a replaceable head, that might be a different conversation entirely. So all in all, from a hygiene and a realistic at-home use perspective, these microinfusion devices just aren't for me. So next is a device that is pretty much an in-clinic medical microneedling experience at home. And this is the Dr. Pen. Particularly here, I have the Ultima M8. Now this, in my opinion, is the closest you can get to professional at home. The needles go straight in and out, which creates clean, controlled microchannels. From a collagen induction point of view, this is exactly what you want. And from a hygiene perspective, it's unbeatable. These cartridges are single use and they're disposable. So there's no ambiguity about cleaning or cross-contamination. And you also get a very high level of control. You have depth settings, speed settings, consistent needle action. This is a serious piece of kit, and the results are excellent when it's used properly and consistently. So I want to be very clear. This is a great device. So when I had microneedling done in clinic, so they in fact used a Dr. Pen, and I had Calisum hair serum microneedled into my scalp. I noticed the way the practitioner worked. They did these little small circular motions with the needle staying in constant contact with the skin. So in clinic, they often use this gliding technique rather than stamping. But before I tried this at home, I saw the banana test that my YouTube pal Claudia Glows did on her channel. And seeing the drag lines appear on the banana peel was enough to make me pause. Like, I know a face isn't a banana, but that visual really stuck with me, and it made me more comfortable with the straight in and out stamping rather than any other movement. So when I got the Dr. Pen, I started off with stamping. But this is where I have trouble, and it falls down not because of performance, it's just practicality. Like, the needle heads are really small, which means treatments take a really long time. And it's also quite painful, I'm not gonna lie. Now, yes, I could use a numbing cream, but that adds even more time to the process. And over time, I realized that when something takes too long, or it feels too uncomfortable, my consistency drops. It's just harder for me to find the time. I always kind of find other things to do. And consistency matters way more than perfection. So this device is perfect for somebody who wants a real in-clinic experience at home and has the time and the tolerance for it. Dr. Pen is definitely the way to go. But for me, the pain and the time were the deciding factors that stopped me from using it regularly. And that's a shame, because I actually have a few Dr. Pens lying around not being used. So after all that, I stopped asking myself, what's the most clinical device? And I started asking, what will I actually stick with? And this is where the Banisher comes in. This is the device that I personally use now on a regular basis. Now, funnily enough, the Banisher was actually the first microneedling device I ever used back in 2022. Now, at that time, I wasn't using it for collagen induction therapy. I was actually testing it very specifically on facial scars that I had from a car accident. So So this was the 0.5 millimeter head, and it worked incredibly well. It wasn't painful, and the improvement in the scars was genuinely impressive. What I didn't love back then was the format. So after around 6 or 8 uses, you had to throw the entire unit away, and that just didn't sit very well with me, so I stopped using it. About a year later, when I moved into needling for collagen induction, I went with a doctor pen, looking for something closer to that in-clinic experience. Now in 2025, I went back to Banish, and that's because they upgraded the Banisher. The 3.0 version has replaceable needle heads at varying lengths, so instead of throwing everything away, you just replace the head. And because you're replacing it, that means the needles stay sharp, they stay consistent, and that reduces unnecessary trauma and irritation over time. So they have a cosmetic length and they have deeper options. So that means it kind of changed the whole equation for me. So this is a stamping device, but it's been designed specifically for repeated hygienic facial use. And the big difference is the sterilizing component. This cap has been designed to sterilize the needle head both before and after use, and it also stores it in a clean environment between sessions. This is super important to me. So I've been using the 0.5 millimeter head for my regular facial collagen induction work, and the process is much faster, far more comfortable, and because the head is bigger, stamping no longer feels like it takes forever. And it also means that I can use deeper options for body treatments like the thighs and the arms using the same system. So now I can cosmetic needle more frequently, medical microneedle on a longer cycle, and then use deeper depths where they actually make sense. So for me, it's not that this device is magic, it's that now it does everything I need it to do hygienically, efficiently, and painlessly in a way that I can actually stick with. So if you're microneedling at home, tell me, what are you using and how are you finding it? And if you're still on the fence, let me know what's holding you back. In fairness, it did take me a few years, but now there is no looking back. So thank you so much for joining me here today, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. And if you like this video, YouTube thinks you're going to like this next one.